Opposition leader Ralph Thorne reveals which constituency he is contesting in the next general elections. The back-to-school rush is on as parents get their children ready. And in sports, Barbados gets gold at the NACAC Championships in the Bahamas.
The headline news is brought to you by CARIFESTA 15, Caribbean Roots, Global Excellence.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC NewsNight, starting now.
Good night to you with NewsNight. I'm Kimberly Skeed. The speculation about which constituency opposition leader Ralph Thorne will contest the next general election is now over. Mr. Thorne, who is currently the Member of Parliament for Christchurch South, is switching to St. John. He made the announcement during a media conference this morning while also revealing who will represent the Democratic Labour Party in Christchurch South.
Further to many requests which began last year in 2024, I've made the decision to contest in St. John so that it is not an individual decision. I feel honored that many persons in St. John asked me to contest the next election in that constituency, and I am happy to accept, although with mixed feelings in having to leave Christchurch South. Allied to that, obviously, would be the question of Christchurch South, and I'm very, very happy to introduce, in a sense, our candidate in the next election, Mr. Corey Greenwich, who, as you've heard, is an attorney at law.
But political analyst Peter Wickham says Mr. Thorne's announcement comes as no surprise. In fact, he describes it as the worst-kept secret in Barbados' politics. However, he says there can be two perspectives on the announcement.
We can take a pessimistic or a negative perspective and suggest that Ralph Thorne has been cowardly in leaving Christchurch South. I mean, he won that seat comfortably on 2 occasions. And the fact that he's leaving it is an implicit admission that the Barbados Labour Party carried him to victory there, and not that he was able to carry the Barbados Labour Party to victory there. So it's an implicit admission on his part, which doesn't have a good look politically, especially for a leader.
On the other hand, Mr. Wickham says there's also an optimistic perspective, which is that Mr. Thorne's prospects are actually better in St. John.
The reality is that St. John has also changed like the rest of Barbados. And to me, timing is of the essence. The last 2 persons who represented St. John for the Democratic Labour Party were placed rather suddenly in 2018 and 2022, and both of them did badly. St. John badly needs to settle down under a new representative or a single representative. And the reality is that he is now coming as the 3rd representative that they've had in 3 elections, and that could have some implications. I also understand that there has been some negative pushback within the Democratic Labour Party family in St. John regarding the manner in which he assumed this role. But having said all of that, I am still convinced that his chances there are better than the chances in Christchurch South.
With just 2 weeks or just a few weeks to go before September 8th, reopening of schools, the annual back-to-school rush is in full swing. Our Deanza Roberts hit the streets today to find out how shoppers and businesses are navigating this season.
The countdown to the new school term is on, and for many parents, the race to be ready for September 8th has already begun. But while the aisles are busy, shoppers say the pressure is real.
Hectic. It's hectic and hot. Yeah, but so far so good. Expensive. It's very expensive. Price is still hot. Still hot. Still very, very, very expensive. Children are expensive. Children are very, very expensive, but we got to do what we got to do.
Rising costs and limited stock have forced families to stretch their budgets and their patience as they check off those long lists. Some say the prices are higher than last year.
Prices a little, to me, honestly, a little more than last year. Because normally I do this every year for my grants. So the price is a little more higher to me. Because I check around various stores. But I have no choice, I have to get them.
This parent echoed similar sentiments. She says she will continue browsing other stores for better deals.
In terms of my shopping, I still have to consider cost-wise because the pants here are $75, and me as a parent buying 4 pants, that's going to be rather expensive. So imagine then if I have 2 teenagers, that's double the cost. So it's you get bargains, different stores, so you really shop around to see who is the cheapest, but yet still the quality. So that's what I usually look for.
Meanwhile, some stores are seeing the seasonal surge. Over at FW Woolworth, customers were busy choosing school uniforms and other supplies. Floor manager Lois Haynes says things are picking up.
We have seen a steady increase in activity for the back-to-school period, and as you know, Barbadians are usually last-minute shoppers, and the closer it gets to back-to-school, we would expect to see increased activity.
With just over 3 weeks until the school bell rings again, parents say they're determined to make it work, even if it means planning, prioritizing and shopping around. And with the final rush expected in the coming days, both shoppers and stores are bracing for an even busier time. Deanza Roberts, CBC News.
Thanks, Deanza. Barbados has taken steps to reverse population decline and safeguard its economic future. As part of measures to achieve those goals, the government recently introduced the Immigration Bill 2025 and the Barbados Citizenship Bill 2025. These 2 pieces of legislation form part of a strategic national response and together modernize outdated laws, expand pathways to permanent residency and citizenship, and position immigration as a catalyst for sustainable economic growth. Some of the key reforms include expanded eligibility for CARICOM nationals to apply for citizenships, new rights for next-generation citizenship, the abolition of immigrant status, flexible permits, and gender equality. Minister of Home Affairs and Information Wilfred Abrams says this move is not just immigration reform, but an investment in Barbadians, the economy, and the future. Both bills have been referred to the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Governance and will be widely circulated to facilitate review and input from stakeholders and the public. Coming up, a minister issues a challenge to the fire chief. A challenge has been issued to the Barbados Fire Service's Chief Fire Officer, Errol Maynard. Minister of Home Affairs and Information, Wilfred Abrams, wants him to recruit more junior cadets. The minister shared his thoughts on the matter at the Barbados Fire Academy's 25th anniversary parade at the Arch Hall development. Our reporter Akeem Plinkett tells us more.
27 fire cadets, comprising 17 males and 10 females, took on the month-long training, which began on July 14th to August 15th. The program is held annually, and this year its culmination saw some 54 young people on parade at the Arch Hall development. Minister of Home Affairs and Information Wilfred Abrams delivered the feature address, lauding the cadets for their discipline and commitment to the program. He challenged the Chief Fire Officer to get more young people joining the program within the next year.
I am so completely impressed with you, with what you have done, and with this program, that I instructed the Chief Fire Officer that 27 young people a year is not good enough for me. It is not good enough for our program. There are about 50-something of you on parade here now. By this parade next year, Chief, I will accept no less than 100 young persons.
Malia Huggins was named the best cadet. Davian Best copped the Course Coordinators Award, while the Most Improved Award went to Nathan Maughan. Minister Abrams stated that this year's program had some new innovations which have become a major part of the training course for the fire cadets.
This year's fire cadet program has also been one of innovation and firsts. We saw the successful launch of the Junior Instructor course, a platform for developing leadership among our cadets themselves. We also introduced SOLAS, Safety of Life at Sea, training in our partnership with the Barbados Coast Guard in broadening our horizons and strengthening the values of discipline, innovation, and inclusivity that have become the hallmark of this program.
Minister Abrams also encouraged all of the cadets to be ready to march on Independence Day. Akeem Klinkett, CBC News.
The Barbados Police Service has made 2 major arrests. 18-year-old Carlos Antonio Barton of Garden Land Country Road, St. Michael, has been remanded to prison in connection with the murder of 33-year-old Daron Dever Elias. Elias was discovered dead in the car park of the Abundant Life Assembly, Bank Hall, St. Michael, on May 30th. Barton appeared before Chief Magistrate Ian Weeks today and has been remanded until September 12, when his case is scheduled to be heard in Court Number 2 in the District A Magistrates Court. In a separate case, 18-year-old Jacoby Amani Jamal Norman of Haynesville, St. James, has been charged with robbery and 2 counts of loitering. Norman appeared before Chief Magistrate Ian Weeks in District A Court, where he pleaded guilty to all charges. He was sentenced to 18 months at Dodds Prison and given an additional week for breaching a previous bond. The sentences will run consecutively.
Sports time. Good evening. I'm Damian Best. Well, Barbados has secured its first medal, a gold, at the 5th NACAC Athletics Championships in the Bahamas. This afternoon on day 2, Tia Adanabel, running in lane 5, dismissed all challengers to strike gold in the final of the women's 400-meter hurdles in 54.67 seconds.
It is a clean start for this 400-meter hurdles final.
There we go, the start, and very, very quickly there on the outside, making something happen is Miss Russell, who is looking very, very strong, and also Shanique Walker, who is looking very, very strong as well in the middle of the track. So right now it is making some things happen as Miss Bell of Barbados, as well as Jamaica Walker, and they're now making up the staggers, trying to also get into the mix of things in the back there, also trying to come around. It's going to be Jessica Wright, and see if she's able to. Let's see what they look like. Here they come right off the bend and running, and very, very strong with Bell of Barbados. But right near here is Walker of Jamaica, and Walker now trying to make a run. But it's going to be Bell who is going to be across the line. Congratulations to her, 54.3 seconds. Not bad for the ladies.
I have the champion with me this year, 400-meter hurdles, NACAC champion out of Jamaica, Bell, 54. Barbados, I'm sorry. 54-67. A really good time. How you felt about your performance?
I felt really good. I wanted to, actually run the qualification time. It was 54-65, 57. But I'm thankful. I'm so blessed for the win right now. And I'm just happy with the win right now.
Seems like you're still a little bit tired. But you put a lot into that race, huh?
I just put a lot. Just, it's running. When you get online, you put everything in it. It's been a long week. So I'm just a little bit in it, of course. But yes.
All right, congratulations, Belle.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Tia representing well there. Meanwhile, in the men's 400 hurdles, Rasheem Griffith, running in lane 7, finished 7th in 49.94 seconds behind the winner C.J. Allen of the United States of America in 48.22. Still to come, though, Kyle Gill, he was in lane 2 for the final of the men's flat 4, which was just completed. Team Barbados is also set to compete in the mixed 4x400-meter relay against Jamaica, Bahamas, and Turks and Caicos Islands. Last night, Karan Griffith finished 5th in the men's final of the 100 meters in a personal best, 10.18 seconds, behind the eventual winner, Jerome Blake of Canada, in a record time of 9.95 seconds. Unfortunately, Sakina Messiah and Tionse Walren finished out of the pole positions in the women's 200 meters final after they finished 4th and 6th overall in their heats, respectively. Another day for Barbados at the Pan American Junior Games in Paraguay. In squash, Barbados women finished 10th in the team competition. First, they lost to Brazil in the 5th and 8th classification match, 3-0. Then to Chile in the 9th to 10th playoff contention, that's 2-1. Then in sailing, the men's one-person dinghy, James Whelan was 14th in race number 1 with 27 points. All further competition was postponed due to conditions. 37 promising young swimmers are currently flying the Barbados flag high at home as the Goodwill Swimming Championship started last evening at the Aquatic Center in Wildy. Junior participants from around the region are currently on island competing in the 29th edition of the three-day meet. Ahead of the opening ceremony, CBC Sports spoke with Barbados head coach Russell Walton.
The team is shaping up great. We started our training as a group, as a team from Monday this week up until yesterday evening. The team looks lovely, the age groups look strong, the relays are gelling together great. So from my side and from my coaching team, we look well. We're going to compete well over this weekend.
What is the confidence like among this squad?
The confidence is great. The confidence is great. Right now, my children are Accra miserable. That's the housing for the teams. Accra, the hype, the enthusiastic. They really, really want to swim. I must admit, they want to swim.
What are the goals and objectives of this meet for Team Barbados?
The overall goal is for children to have a good time and enjoy the camaraderie of other countries, to feel good about representing Barbados. Even at the tender age of 8 up until, the age is kind of young, they feel kind of good. And then for some of the children to really execute and show that they are of a certain level and a certain standard where swimming is concerned.
And that's our news for tonight. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kimberly Skeet. Do enjoy the rest of your night.